Mr President, I move notice of motion private business number 25 standing in my name, namely that I have leave to introduce a bill for an act to amend the Fair Trading Act of 1987.
Seconded. I put the question. Those are the questions. Say aye. Against or no. The ayes have it. The Honourable Mr Sims. All the way to the bar. The Honourable Mr Sims. You back there?
A bill, Mr President.
Bring it up.
A bill for an act to amend the Fair Trading Act 1987.
The bill now be read a second time. Mr President, in the 1920s, the makers of light bulbs wanted to find a competitive edge. They worked in Geneva in January of 1925 to create an alliance to work together to find solutions. They were called the Phoebus Cartel, and they discovered that if you reduce the lifespan of your product, you can sell more of them. They reduced the life expectancy of light bulbs from 2,500 hours to 1,000 hours to generate higher sales. By creating an inferior bulb, they could save on manufacturing costs and force customers to buy more. It worked. The cartel increased their sales by more than 1 million units in 4 years. This became known as planned obsolescence. Marketeers soon realised that shortening lifespans was a way to activate commerce. During the Great Depression, planned obsolescence was seen as a way of stimulating the economy. And so in the United States, there was even a push by citizens to legislate for limited lifespans so that products were reproduced. The idea of limiting lifespans was quickly picked up by other industries, and in 2022 we now see it employed in cars, in smartphones, in batteries, in ink cartridges, vacuum cleaners, kitchen appliances and more. And indeed, Mr President, I have often experienced this in my own home in my quest to find a vacuum cleaner that seems to go the distance. Planned obsolescence is often blamed for the increased waste in electric goods. And in 2016, Australia generated 23.6 kilograms of e-waste per inhabitant. That's a lot of material ending up in landfill. 65%, in fact. By reducing the lifespan of products, manufacturers are contributing to the throwaway economy, where consumers are encouraged to simply throw away products and buy a new one earlier than is necessary. It's unfair to consumers to expect them to continually purchase items that could have been built with longevity in mind. And indeed, Mr President, this bill, which provides for an advertised lifespan of electrical products, has been introduced at this time to coincide with the Christmas sales, because I know during this economic crisis a lot of South Australians will be considering how they can get bang for their buck, and many will be concerned about purchasing items that may have a much shorter lifespan than intended. In recent years, there have been several legal cases against manufacturers who are intentionally shortening the lifespan of their products. In 2018, for instance, Apple had to pay $27 million under the European Parliament for intentionally shortening the lifespan of their products after it was discovered that software updates were being used to slow down their phones. Cases have also been brought in other jurisdictions against printer companies for building ink cartridges with smart chips that disabled the device when the ink was low. Any item with a non-removable lithium-ion battery in rechargeable devices is naturally going to have a shorter lifespan as the battery degrades over time, and of course we accept that. This is not covered by this bill. We've seen that is covered by this bill. We see it in many items we use daily, such as battery-operated headphones, head-held blenders and handheld vacuum cleaners and children's toys. Other jurisdictions have begun a practice to stop this wasteful practice. In 2014, France passed legislation making it an offence to deliberately reduce the lifespan to increase replacement rates. The bill I'm introducing today takes a consumer awareness approach. The Fair Trading Lifespan of Electrical Products Amendment Bill requires that the shortest lifespan of an electrical product is advertised at the point of sale, So retailers would provide a label with that information made available to the consumer. This would allow consumers to make an informed choice in terms of the products they select, reducing the cost for the consumer and, of course, reducing the material that ends up in landfill. A report tabled in the European Parliament states that 92% of consumers would prefer for their products to be labelled with their lifespan or useful life. People feel cheated, understandably so, when they find out that a product they have bought was meant to only last for a few years. When purchasing a dishwasher, consumers should know if the components will last for 5 years or if they'll last for 15. And most would rather pay a little bit more at the point of initial sale rather than having to continually replace a product, generating more waste and, of course, more costs for the consumer. The bill ensures that consumers will have accurate information about the durability of their product at the time of purchase, measured in years, months, days, cycles or kilometres. Further, it ensures the product is treated as a whole, with the components with the shortest lifespan being the one that is disclosed. These measures would ensure that consumers are given the most accurate information available about the lifespan of their product. So next time, Mr. President, when you're considering an electrical item, I urge you to consider whether you would know how long it's going to last before you buy it. And would you still know? Would you still buy it if you know that it would only last for 1 year or maybe 2, or would you choose a different product? By ensuring we're giving consumers choice, we can solve 2 problems in one. We can halt the unreasonable practice of planned obsolescence and, of course, reduce the enormous amounts of e-waste generated.
Mr. Hunter.